Today is day 3 in the Lori Daybell trial here in Arizona, her first of 2. And we want to remind you what this case is about before we get to the really important testimony and the emotional aspects that we saw today in court. So she is accused of conspiring to kill her 4th husband, Charles Vallow, with the help of her brother, Alex Cox. Alex Cox was the one who actually fired the shots, but he claimed self-defense back when this happened in 2019, and that was the story that Lori Daybell, who's defending herself, told the jury in court. I want to walk you through who we heard from today. Now, we heard from 3 witnesses, but one of those witnesses we also heard from on Tuesday, and that was Daniel Coons, the retired homicide detective who was assigned the scene that day back in July of 2019. And we began with Daybell's cross-examination, and we saw today that she was much more blunt and fiery than we had seen, and it's kind of increased as the days have gone on. She tried to cast doubt on what that retired homicide detective said in day 2, which was that he believes that the second shot was fired at Charles Vallow while he was on the ground. So she was asking questions that related to, it appeared, trying to cast doubt on what he was saying. So that finished up before the lunch break, and then we heard from a woman that the state called Nancy Hancock, and she said that she met Charles Vallow on an LDS dating app, and that she had been dating him in really the days just before he was shot and killed. And she actually met him in person the night before he was shot and killed. But she said that they had talked for hours on the phone and exchanged hundreds of text messages, that he told her about his separation from Daybell, and that he had talked about his life insurance policy and actually changing the beneficiary from Daybell to his sister. She said that she had suggested telling Daybell about the change. She said that they had gone out to dinner the night before his death, and she thought that he had a pleasant time. They didn't have plans to meet later, but she had reached out to him the next day and obviously had not heard back. She said she didn't know that Charles Vallow had died until she saw his picture on the news in December. Now, during cross-examination, we saw some emotion from Daybell. We saw that she was fiery. We saw a lot of objections from the prosecution, and it was kind of a wild exchange on the stand. We want to play you some of that.
So are you trying to tell me and this jury that you went on one date with my husband and he told you all the details of our lives?
I'm telling you the truth, and that's what I know.
So you spent your whole date getting to know each other, talking about me?
Don't flatter yourself. No, we did not spend the whole time talking about you.
You knew a lot about me, right?
I knew what I've testified to.
What else did you talk about on your date?
Lots of things.
Like what, for instance?
Life, kids, the church, lots of things.
Okay. Did he tell you about anything about our other 4 children?
Yes,
So you knew that we did have 5 children as well?
I did.
Okay. Did he talk to you about my daughter, Tylee?
He did.
Did he talk about his relationship with her?
I don't recall that.
Did he talk about the contention in his relationship with my daughter, Tylee?
I don't recall that.
I'm sure you don't.
I'm going to object to comments by the defendant made after questions testifying.
We'll sustain the objection.
On your date, you talked about my husband was a life insurance salesman. Is that correct?
I knew he did something with money and insurance, but I really didn't know the details of what he did for work. Like I said, I don't ask the details about what someone does for work when I'm trying to get to know someone.
But you knew that he sold life insurance. You stated that.
I believe that I had a vague understanding that he did something with insurance.
And then he brought that up again at dinner.
No, we didn't talk about his work at dinner.
I thought you said you did talk about, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said you did talk about that he changed the life insurance policy at dinner.
Well, you were asking me if we talked about that he sold insurance, which that didn't happen. But yes, he did tell me that he changed the beneficiary of his life insurance policy at dinner.
Did he tell you how much his life insurance policy was for?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
$1 million.
Did he tell you how much my life insurance policy was for?
I do not recall.
You don't recall?
We didn't talk about you very much in that vein.
When did you talk to him about me very much then? If it wasn't at dinner, was it in your text messages?
We were talking about what he was going through in the process of separating from you, not about what your life insurance policy was worth. And we talked about you on the phone, and when I say you, meaning what he was doing as he was going through this separation.
So let me understand. You were dating some different men on this website, right? From the websites.
Sure.
Would you say it was common for men to be talking so much about their supposed ex-wives during their conversations with a potential?
It's actually very common.
Really?
Really.
Interesting.
And again, Your Honor, I'm
All right.
going to object to the defendant making comments after her questions. and
I'm
move
sorry,
to
Your
strike.
Honor. I won't do that again.
All right, please stop.
I'll
now.
just ask the questions.
Thank you.
So there were some text messages between you and my husband after the dinner on July 10th. Is that correct?
Correct.
What time would those text messages have occurred?
After dinner,
What time?
10:45-ish.
10:45 to what?
I'm not certain, ma'am. After dinner.
10:45 to midnight, maybe?
I just told you I don't know. Maybe.
What did you discuss in those text messages?
And I'm going to object to relevance again. If there's a specific area.
Sustained.
You testified a minute ago that Charles told you a lot of things about his wife. You didn't say ex-wife, but you said wife. Is that correct?
Okay, sure.
What were a lot of things?
The things that I've testified to.
Can you be more specific?
Am I allowed to do a narrative then?
So we came back from lunch after that exchange, and we saw Daybell cross-examine that witness again, but things were tamer than what we just showed you. Now, we also want to let you know we heard from another new witness, Christina Atwood, who is a church friend of Daybell's, and explained that she knew Daybell and she also knew Vallow, even visiting them when they were living in Hawaii. Now, she talked about when she was in connection with Daybell here, and she said that in the months prior to Vallow's death, she was actually telling people that she was concerned that Vallow was plagued by dark spirits. And Atwood had even been there for what prosecutors described as these castings. So Atwood described them as Daybell trying to pray or cast these demons out through prayer. But she also described multiple meetings where there were different groups of people where Daybell had talked about her husband. And one of them in particular, she said that Alex Cox, Lori Daybell's brother, was there at that meeting, and that she had heard him say very concerning things, expressing a desire to kill Vallow. At that meeting, she also heard Daybell herself say some concerning things, saying that she was crushing up some of her child's pills and potentially giving them to Vallow. We want to play you some of that testimony as well.
I heard her say that she had crushed up some of JJ's medicine and put it in his drink mix.
Did it sound like a significant amount of medication?
Yes,
When you heard this, what were you thinking?
I was disturbed.
So that was how court wrapped up on Wednesday. On Thursday, we will see the state call their next witness. Daybell chose not to cross-examine Atwood. I want to remind you that there's so much more that happened on day 3. I should say so much more testimony, and we have that in full on the ABC 15 YouTube, and we are also streaming court each and every day. There is a 30-minute delay, but you can watch there as well, and I'll be returning comments as much as I can and also following along with what is happening in court on my social media.